How you doing, Edgy Tim here, getting ready for the Class 7A quarterfinal round. Going to spend my entire day Saturday watching 7A football at Gately. So looking forward to, not looking forward to the cold weather, but certainly looking forward to watching two games back to back in 7A. At Gately, of course, I will be at the top of the bracket game. Simeon hosting Nazareth Academy, a 1 o'clock kickoff. And again, it's a great game. I've gone back and forth trying to figure this one out more than a few times this week. And um, again, I am taking Nazareth to beat Simeon at Gately. Again, not an easy selection at all. Simeon's been playing lights out all year. Starts with Alante Brown, who's just a special athlete and player, and got a lot of other things. D'Angelo Hudson at running back's been very good this year. Rashawn Palmer, big wide receiver, is going to possibly present some matchup problems for Naz, but bottom line is Naz has a lot to offer as well, starting with J.J. McCarthy. As long as the Roadrunners can keep the pass rush off him enough, I think he's a kid that once he gets on a roll, and that's going to be a key in this game. I think getting him going and getting that Naz offense going early could play a real big part here. I just think Naz has got a little bit too much firepower. I'm concerned a bit from the Simeon standpoint as far as special teams and penalties. I know special teams last week were an issue against Lincoln Way West. And again, penalty yards were quite a bit as well. So as the competition level goes up, you're less and less able to get away with those issues and mistakes, and especially in the special teams, because a good team like Naz will take that and they will convert that into points, and that's a big concern. So I'm going with the Roadrunners there. Willowbrook and Batavia. Again, Batavia's had a pretty nice path up till now, so they really haven't been challenged much. And can Willowbrook be that team? I've got a feeling it could be. The Warriors, Nick Heldreth's team, not real flashy, but very fundamentally sound and well coached, and they just don't do things that are going to hurt themselves. Again, this one is, I think the key for Willowbrook is to really kind of ball control and keep Batavia on the sidelines a little bit and really set the tone here. And I think that's definitely something Willowbrook wants to get accomplished. Now, with that being said, I'm going to take Batavia at home. Very difficult place for an opponent to come in and get a win. Batavia is playing probably its best football right now, which is key. I think just a little bit too much as far as weapons for Batavia. Jack Myers had a terrific year this year. Seems to be getting better every time I see him with Batavia. They're going to run the ball at Batavia with Art Taylor and probably 3-4 different backs in a ball game. Batavia's defense very tough as well. I just like the Bulldogs here at home. But interesting game. I'm very interested to see how that one works out. My night game, if you will, on Saturday at Gately. East St. Louis on the road, coming up north for the second week in a row, taking on Mount Carmel at Gately. Gee, this one seems familiar. Well, yeah, that's because I was there last year at the same time, same round, same location, and pretty close at the same time. So some differences this year, though. Let's get into that a little bit. Again, this is, for the most part, the same East St. Louis team that came to Gately last year. And you got to remember, East St. Louis played a lot of these kids last year, started as sophomores. Those sophomores are juniors now. So they're a year better, a year experienced. Yet, I think this is a considerably better team than last year's East St. Louis team. A lot to offer. Making the quarterback the sophomore. He's the real deal, folks. He's done a terrific job running that Flyers offense this year. You talk about the weapons, Antonio Johnson and Lawan Powell and Witherspoon, the running back, and have a lot of things to defend. East St. Louis defense been very solid all year. Now, Mount Carmel, again, the Caravan have rolled this year. Jordan Lynch, I think, has done a terrific job taking over a storied program and really hasn't missed a beat at all this year. So again, a lot of props to the Caravan. I like East St. Louis in this game, and I'll tell you why. I think that what used to give East St. Louis a lot of trouble with Mount Carmel is the veer, and the veer is no longer here. I'm a poet, my feet don't show it. But anyway, I think Mount Carmel offensively, while being very good, and Rad Primovic has done a great job running that read option, I don't think it's something that East St. Louis hasn't seen and defended this year. And I think Mount Carmel a little bit easier to try to defend against them in the new offense. So I think that's a little bit of an advantage for East St. Louis, because I think East St. Louis would even tell you it's very difficult to prepare for a veer offense in a week. And I think this offense is something, at least from a comfort level, I think East St. Louis is going to be good with. And again, Dave Lenti and that Mount Carmel defense, always tough. And you know Dave is going to have his kids ready. I just think East St. Louis finds a way to get enough big plays and to get the win here on the road against, again, a very tough Mount Carmel game. So a Mount Carmel team. So again, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it'll be a great game on Saturday night at Gately. St. Charles North and Wheaton South. I'll be honest, to me, it was a coin flip. It was a coin flip the first time around in Week 9. I see a coin flip again in Week 12 here in the quarterfinals. I'm going to take St. Charles North on the road. I think they're going to find a way to get a close game, a close call win. Again, first time around, 13-11. That's a strange score. But, this time around, maybe 2017. And you figure out the field goal angle, because Wheaton South, excellent field goal kicker, and Jack Olson, who could be a difference maker. But again, I just think the North Stars find their way and get the win here in the quarterfinal round. So again, my calls in the 7A quarterfinals: Naz, Batavia, East St. Louis, St. Charles North. Like it? Cool. Don't? That's cool. Have a good weekend, everybody.